Oh, excuse me there. Welcome, 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 one and all, to another edition of Booster Bestiary. Today I will be opening as many Kamigawa packs as I can in 2 hours to see if we could produce some incredibly cool new Pathfinder 2nd Edition monsters that I will be splashing throughout social media. First, I do want to talk about a little bit of news here. It has come to my attention from the volunteer page of the Organized Play Foundation that PaizoCon looks like it will be going on this year. It looks like it will be the last 27th to the 30th of May is what I have here in my notes. So that's a big deal. I'm not sure how comfortable I personally am with that, but I do wish everyone who does attend the best. And yeah. Uh, we will see how things happen and how things go, how things progress, and there should be an announcement pretty soon on the Paizo blog about that, as Alex Spidell did say in the comment section of a blog post last week that there will be more information coming shortly. There was a wonderful Black History Month post on the Paizo blog that you should all check out, talking about some of the great content creators that help us in the Paizosphere. And the Kobold Horde sale is ongoing. If you ever wanted a complete set of miniatures from any of the Pathfinder's minis products, you should go ahead check out paizo.com right now, as they have displays of boosters that it looks like if you get the whole display you get one of each mini, but I'm not 100% sure. There's also some other fun stuff on there that's on sale at the Kobold Horde sale at paizo.com. Also want to point out, frankly, that I've been very overwhelmed yesterday by a great amount of support. It was my birthday yesterday, and people on social media were overwhelmingly positive about it. I got some really awesome shout outs from No Direction, from Ryan Costello's weekly post talking about all of the great new blog articles coming out for No Direction. Got a fun shout out in the No Direction podcast last night, where Beatles and Grimm was up talking about the Absalom special edition book. I also happened to get some fun gifts. I got a Theory of Fun, a game design book that I haven't checked. I haven't read it yet. I mean, I just got them yesterday, but it looks very informative. Really happy to have it. I love anything I could use to help my work. As you can see, I have the Art of Game Design right up here as well, which I could highly recommend. That one. It is a textbook that is great. Talks about seeing game design through lenses. Also, I got this screenwriting book called Save the Cat. Save the Cat, referring to a scene in which a character is made to be good in a more subtle way. Originally, it would have been like a character going out of the way to save a cat's life, but this is has a bunch of tips and tricks and stuff for screenwriting, which should come in handy for my work when I write more adventures. Oh man, I also got a box of Kamigawa that I just happened to buy myself. That's still coming in the mail. Japanese set boosters, because I really want some. There's so many different great, amazing alt arts in this set that I would love to have in the artist's original language. Yeah, and I don't think I've ever bought myself a set booster box before, so that'll be fun. Maybe I'll do a show where I'm just opening packs. It's more easy. It's easier for me to open English packs for the battle for the Booster Bestiary for sure. So there's that. There's a new World of Warcraft patch of an expansion out today, so I will be playing that after the show. And of course, at 7 o'clock after the show, you need to go check out Arcane Mark. They're having a show as well. Oh, which reminds me, I should probably announce that too. I'm now officially affiliate with everything that entails. I have one emoji up in the chat right now. It should be the Pipe Fox emoji. And it means a lot to me. It happened after the Friday show, in which I interviewed Alexander Agunis in what was my favorite show to date. It was a really fun time. We talked about his newest product. Oh, there we go. Faceless just put the emoji into the chat there. Awesome. That's my first time seeing it like there. That's so cool. Anyway, and yeah. Overwhelmed. Yeah, totally dope. I absolutely love that. Love that. Love that picture. That too was a gift. I'm so happy. Anyway, uh, I'm going to switch over really quick so we could go ahead and get started on our booster bestiary. Alright, slide focus. This was a playmat I helped design for Anime Expo. I didn't actually win the tournament there. I think I might have won a tournament there at some point. I loved the tabletop gaming room there. I know it was Anime Expo, but I spent all my time in the tabletop gaming room playing Magic and D&D and Besem and Yu-Gi-Oh! They had a great tabletop gaming room there for a long, long time. I mean, it was still cool last time I went, but it kind of got... all the game publishers brought their own booths and started hosting their own tournaments. So the official tabletop gaming room staff just did like poker and Settlers of Catan, which, you know, it's cool too, but it's a different vibe. All right, so Grafted Growth. It's enchantment for a land, so not what we're looking for. Reckoner Shakedown. I'm going to go through the commons and uncommons a little faster here until I find stuff that actually interests us, such as Armguard Familiar. Do like the little owl. Is this focused up here? Where is this lens focused to, I wonder? Right down there about? Oh, it's the light's too bright, huh? Okay. Maybe it's focused higher. Sorry about that. Just checking that out. I'm just going to refocus the lumens really quick. Configure video. Focus. Autofocus. There you are. Come on, lumens. There we have it. Awesome. All right. So Armguard Familiar, little equipment owl. I do like the idea. I mean, at that point we're designing a familiar more than we're designing a monster, right? Especially a familiar that could turn into an item, which we have in Pathfinder 2. We have the masks from Character Guide, World Guide, from Lost Omens World Guide. Gives your familiar the ability to turn into a mask, but it's really easy to adapt that turn into anything. So that's a possible. Dragonfly suit. This is a robot. It's a vehicle. It's a crew. I don't feel like making robots. I mean, I would do this just as a creature, in which case it's just a 3/2 flying construct, so nothing to write home about. So I'm not that interested in it. Kami's Flare would be a pretty cool spell. Deals damage to a creature and whatever creature it's bonded to. We kind of did that already, though, with our Elemental Adept 5 weeks ago from Crimson Vow. Gift of Wrath. Gives a creature +2/+2 and menace, and when it leaves the battlefield, you get a spirit. So that's like a JoJo's reference, isn't it? A little stand on your back telling you to be angry and mad, and even when you die, the stand then appears and does stuff on its own. I think it is. A Gonjo Exemplar. When a samurai or warrior you control attacks alone, it gets bigger. So just by him being around, he will make somebody else bigger when they're going at it alone. You know, I kind of like this as a monster design, this idea of a lower level monsters who power each other up when they act and none of the others act. Like, it's a strange balancing for sure, because like, I kind of dig it in a weird way. It's a strange balancing act because you're messing with the action economy, so it's difficult to do, but it would be a fun challenge just for the math. I don't know how fun it would be to watch, though. Kami of Restless Spirits is way more flavorful. Here we have it. So a Kami with a bunch of little spirits floating around him. Kind of reminds me of the third boon for divine obedience to the god of resurrection. Allows you to have little spirits float around you. Return up to one target ninja or rogue creature card from your graveyard to your hand, or put a creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. Oh, okay. So it can return people from the dead, especially ninjas and rogues. Restless Shadows. Oh, I get it. Okay. It's a spirit of ninja. That's kind of cool. Life of Toshiro. It's literally a Umezawa's Jite that transforms into a pale life at a black. Oh, there's a lot of creatures that do that. Transforms into like a Elves of Deep Shadow, I'm going to call it. But it's not quite that, but it's close enough. Beautiful art. Beautiful art. Towashia Guidebot. It has a counter on it. Draw a card. It's easier to do if your creatures have enchantments. Fun. Hotshot Mechanic. It could pilot as though it was 2 greater. It's a fox. Oh my god. I didn't realize. How have I not seen this before? Well, I didn't notice this in the spoilers. But yeah, that is a kitsune. I already did one fox pilot, an ace pilot. I had to do that one. But here's another kitsune. Oh, he has a mechanical arm too. Oh, that is so dope. I love that. It is it's like a little Sterling Dynamo Fox. So I could make a Sterling Dynamo Fox, I guess, but that's a little too on brand. Here's a web spinner cuff. Yep, it is literally Spider-Man's little gadget from the animated show. Cool. Farewell. Farewell, Sam McKinnon. We thought you were cool. Your artwork is pretty, but you are not, apparently not a very nice person. So farewell. Oh, wow, check that out. That is a beautiful island. God, so gorgeous. Oh, man, I should totally get all these full arts for my ninja deck now that I'm looking at this. Yes, I have a Yoriko Commander deck because I don't like having friends. All right, so what do we have from here? We do have the Sterling Dynamo Fox. We have the Guide Bot, who might be kind of fun, actually. I'm starting to get some inspiration from the Guide Bot. We have the Kami of the Ninja, and we have the Samurai who powers up other Samurai. Oh, and we have the little owl that could connect to your body and give you a shield. I think we're going to do the owl. I think that would be the best. Because, like, the Guide Bot, only idea I had for the Guide Bot was, like, it could help guide you around a city, but ultimately, it's not that interesting of a creature. Let's go to, is this the right one? Yes, it is, but the wrong, there we go. All right, here's my Kitsune Ace and my stats for the Baleful Beholder. Not sure why the Baleful Beholder stats are up. Maybe I used a different browser last time I did this. So we are going to quickly go up on Scryfall and pull up Armguard Familiar. Haha, copy image link. Man, I hope everyone's had some good games recently, though. I had a good, fun Starfinder session on Saturday. It's fun, those sessions that are just like, you don't, like, roll initiative or even roll a skill check, really. You're just, like, talking to your teammate. Like, that's what we did for, like, 4 or 5 hours. It was pretty much just talking to all the PCs, getting in a room and talking. Because we have, like, 10 people in the party, so the GM splits us, and then he'll GM every week, but we only play every other week because we're split. And then we come together and, like, discuss what happened on our mission. You know, split up the party in different ways, have different people go with each other. It's fun. And now we have a mission table system set up, kind of like a World of Warcraft, where all of our NPCs, allies that we've collected, we can send out on support missions to help us with the primary mission, because we have so many of these, like, silly ideas. You know, it's Starfinder, so it's there's technology and stuff. So we have a lot of tertiary goals going on, a lot of silly ideas that would take too long to resolve in character. Just stuff like, you know, we should make sure that this doesn't affect the political position of our patron. But that's not like a whole adventure. That's just like a side quest, you know. So it's cool that he could be like, yeah, just assign some of your NPCs to that, and they could work on that for you. All right, so here we have it. This is Armguard Familiar. Let's make a new monster. Let's go ahead and I'm going to quickly look over the construct, see if there's anything that is like this already. It's almost like a homunculus, right? A little bonded familiar, almost like a Clockwork Spy, actually, I think is what I'm going to model. That's a -1. What's a homunculus? Challenge rating 0. All right, we're going to make this like a Clockwork Spy, but then we're going to level it up. I think. No, we aren't. No, we're just going to make this a unique thing, I think. All right, so Armguard Familiar. It has Ward. It makes a creature better. It has Configure. So let's go ahead and base roadmap it off. It's almost Skill Paragon Dex. No. It's almost... It's a skirmisher. It flies. Like, when it's on its own, it's a skirmisher. So we're just going to make a skirmisher. We're just going to make this a level 1. I know it has a 2 casting cost, so I tend to do higher than that for that. Oh, I know what to base this off of. We're going to base this off the Ember Fox, which was a creature from Bestiary 2? Yes. Ember Fox is a creature for Bestiary 2 that gives you the Cloak in Embers ability that gives you some resistance against fire. but it's clearly not meant to be summoned because the Cloak and Embers was a reaction, which summons can't use. So it's meant to be like an allied creature. So let's just open URL. Go. Ember Fox. Great. So we're going to use this. What's the stat array? Low strength, high dex, mid con, mid wisdom, low intelligence, high charisma. That works fine for an Armed Guard Familiar. So we are going to change its creature type right now to construct. We will also give it the construct's fine. Creature level 2 is fine. Small. This thing is tiny. It is a bird. It is an owl. Do owls have stats in Pathfinder? 2E? No, they're just called bird, animal companion. Birds are small. We'll make it small. Yeah, owls are small in PF2. I didn't realize that. First thing to do is change its melee. Oh, they still have jaws, but bird jaws are not finesse. I'm getting rid of that right now. But I will make it do 1d6 plus 3 piercing, and we're going to get rid of persistent fire because that is not what the Armed Guard Familiar does. And then I'm also going to give it Talon, which Talons will be agile and finesse. They'll have the same bonus to hit, which this is an almost high bonus, but not that high because you're probably not going to be fighting these. They're meant to be an allied creature. This will be 1d4 plus 3 piercing. I'm going to lower the dex to just 3 to make that plus 3 make a little bit more sense. You don't have to do that, but I really enjoy doing that. Constructs tend to have... I'm going to give this a little lower hit points, but a little higher AC. I mean, it only has 1 toughness, so like the lower hit points make sense to me. We're going to make this thing's intelligence even low. Well, it's a familiar, so it's not completely low. It's not nothing. Under languages, we will give it common. Can it speak? I think owls should be able to speak. Owl robots? Yeah, sure. Any other traits this thing should have, though? Clockwork? Maybe clockwork? I do like clockwork. Yeah, sure. Let's give it mindless. Which means it'll have a -5 to intelligence. And let's give it clockwork. Let's give it uncommon. Uncommon. Neutral good. No. You are neutral. Small. Yeah. No, let's give it tiny. This thing is like sitting on the arm of another creature. That should be tiny. Even though it has wingspans. Oh, it's train o'clock. Hope you all aren't hearing that right now. The will save. The saves are good. Clockwork usually doesn't have any bonuses to saves, but it does have a huge list of immunities that I'm going to copy and paste because that's a lot of immunities. They do have weakness to electricity and or a halcyon. At this level, the weakness would be like 3. So, electricity, Ori, halcyon 3. Great. Hit points here are good. Saves are good. I don't think I want to give this a self-destruct like the Clockwork Spy has, but I do have to give it a wind-up. Wind-up is a universal ability Clockworks have. You can try to... Here, I'll show it to you. Bloop. Wind-up. Wind-up tells you how long the Clockwork can stay active with one winding, which I think takes 1 minute. And as a DC, because you could do a thievery check to a Clockwork creature to lower how much winding it has left. It's a general ability. All right. And this will also have reconfigure. This will be the hard one to do, but I revel the challenge. So reconfigure is going to be how this owl can merge with a creature. This should be a single... Reconfigure cost is 4. You can normally only do it as a sorcery, so let's make it a 2 action. Yeah. So reconfigure is what will allow the owl to turn into that cool armband that it could turn into. So maybe it should turn into a shield. Oh no, because it gives it more power than toughness. Maybe like a claw. Yeah, maybe a claw. Claw would work. Oh, I just realized these don't fly. It's not an owl, is it? It's just like a thing. I can't tell what that is. I guess it is an owl. It just doesn't have wings because this thing doesn't fly. Man, that is strange. I'm not used to... Man, that's the first time in a long time I've seen wizards do artwork with a creature that looks like it could fly that can't fly. I'm just realizing that now. All right, so reconfigure. An arm guard familiar... The arm guard familiar assumes the form of a shield or weapon. Assumes the form of a... Let's just do it this way. Equipment, let's just make it assume the form of a... That was not a good way to do this. Equipment, weapons... Nightstick, clan dagger. I'm looking through weapons that have parry, because I'm thinking like parry might be a good way to find a... oh, here we go. That works. Yeah, we're going to say this. Assumes the form of a tekokaji. A martial weapon in the brawling group with the agile, disarm, finesse, parry, trip, and uncommon traits. An arm guard familiar assumes the form of a tekokaji attached to its owner. Its owner. A tekokaji is a martial weapon that deals 1d4 slashing damage and is in the brawling group with the agile blah 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 traits. Excellent. Its owner. While attached, I'm going to look up Red Mantis dedication. Haha, because I want the owner to be able to use the tekokaji. While attached, the tekokaji uses the highest attack modifier of the creature or highest proficiency in any weapon proficiency of that character. Cool. So it can become a weapon that also kind of functions as a shield. That uses the highest attack modifier of the creature or highest proficiency in any weapon in any weapon proficiency of that character, or highest proficiency in any weapon, expert or beyond. Any weapon. Or highest proficiency in any weapon, proficiency in any weapon, or highest proficiency of that character's weapon proficiency. Let's just get rid of that. While attached to a creature, yeah, because creature's not a character. The tekokaji's highest attack modifier of the creature uses the creature's highest attack modifier. While attached to a character, the tekokaji uses the character's highest weapon proficiency. While attached, tekokaji attached to its owner. Or resumes, or becomes a separate creature. I forgot to put that in reconfigure. While attached, the arm guard familiar, which I just realized now I'm going to put that, arm guard familiar, is treated as equipment and can only use one reaction per round. Can only use its shield spell and shield block reaction. Great. I'm going to give it shield as a first level spell. That is not showing up. Okay, there we go. This is a construct, so arcane. First level caster. Yeah, that'll work. All right. So it can cast shield as a spell. How do I do that at will? Oh, that works. All right. So it can cast shield at will, which is where it gets its ward. That works. It could raise the shield as per the shield spell. It doesn't even need an extra ability for that. It has wind up. Maybe it should wind down to cast shield. Nah, that doesn't really make sense. I mean, it's a vertical cast, user becomes a separate creature. Let's put it here then. Each use of reconfigure winds the creature down. Once wound, how do you do that? Loses. Here we go. So each use of reconfigure causes the arm guard familiar to lose 1 hour of operational time. Perfect. Yeah, that's it. We're good. I know it might seem a little boring, but it is a familiar that could turn into an owl. Yeah, that works. Let me make sure there's no special ability familiars get when they're creatures. I'm just going to look up the word familiar. I'm going to look through creatures. I'm curious if there's any NPCs or monsters even. I don't think there are any. Familiar. Okay, usually when a monster has a familiar, they're just put into the stat block with their base land speed and what familiar abilities they have. That's interesting. Okay, so this is a little bit more advanced than your normal familiar. That makes sense, since you buy and sell them. All right, cool. Then we're good with this. Let's download the JSON file. Let's download the PNG. Why am I not in the right folder? Let's go. I only have to do this once. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Streaming. Booster Bestiary. Save. File. Download. PNG. Save. Great. All right. So let's open another pack. Oh, man. Oh, and for those who don't know, as long as I can bring it up, this is on topic. So Beetle and Grim was on No Direction last night. You might, if you were watching, you might have noticed I was asking them about a plushie. They did a really cute plushie for Kamigawa. It's quite an expensive box set. I think it's like $600-700, but you get a lot of cool stuff. I gotta admit, you get like this really cute Tomoko plushie. It's a little raccoon dog, origami raccoon dog, Kami of the Spark, and you also get an LED playmat. I thought that was really neat. It's a playmat that lights up. Not sure the details of that, but that's really badass. Like, it fits really well with Kamigawa. You also get like a carrying case, a deck box, a life counter, a map of Kamigawa, an art book. You know, you get some cool stuff. You don't get 8 cards, which I thought was kind of interesting. Kind of glad too, because I think that would have made Magic players mad if they had some art you can only get in that for a $700 box. All right, so we got Spell Pierce, classic, amazing card. It has seen play in every format in which it has been legal. We have, what is this? Dramatist Puppet. When it enters the battlefield, for each type of counter, target permanent, put another counter of its kind or remove one from it. Oh, that would be an interesting mechanic in Pathfinder, wouldn't it? Like, you could either increase or decrease a status bonus, I guess it would be, or a bonus of its choice. So an item bonus, a status bonus. That would be interesting. That's going in the maybe pile. We have a gold tail disciple. I will admire the kitsune artwork and move on because, oh wow, they gave it like those backwards legs. Digitigrade? I don't know. Backwards legs. Multiple tails. Really cool. The Golden Tail Academy. That is badass. It's just a lifelink monk, so you know it's a monk. It could heal itself. It could heal when it does damage. So kind of cool. Aki Ember Keeper. Whenever a non-token modified creature you control dies, you get a spirit. Oh, that's kind of cool. I could do something with that too. It would be like whenever an ally with an enchantment spell on them dies. Whenever an ally with a bonus dies. Yeah, whenever an ally with a bonus dies, it could create a little kami out of the residue of that creature that has whatever the bonus was. That'd be kind of neat. Be weird to keep track of though, but it'd be kind of cool. Debt to the kami. Yep, that is in fact a spell. Geothermal kami. Wow, it's a giant hot springs kami. That is so neat. I didn't see that during spoiler season. That is cool. Enters the battlefield, you can return an enchantment you control to its owner's hand, and if you do, you gain 3 life. Oh, that's cool. So it could debuff, but if it does debuff somebody, it heals them too with its with the hot springs there. So it could remove a magical effect, and then heals for every... Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. Could heal based on how strong the effect is. All right, we have a robot. It's a robot. Tomino's Contemplation, that's a spell. We have a ninja, cool looking rat ninja. I love that artwork. That artwork is some of the best in the set. Look how cool that is. That is Starfinder Operative, peak Starfinder Operative right there. Man, that is so good looking. All right, befriending the moths. Get the lamp, all the lamp. It's a moth. It's a big flying moth. If anyone here really likes moths, like obsessively, I'd be happy to do these. If you see a card and you want me to do it, I'll do it. But Replication Specialist, it can make a copy of artifact tokens. It could copy artifacts. It could copy items. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. A little busted. Very busted, actually, in Pathfinder if you were to befriend one. So let's ignore that for now. I guess it can make temporary artifacts like the Hunter x Hunter character. Like his copies only last 24 hours and can't do much. Dark Spark Reactor. Enters the battlefield under your control, put a charge counter on it, sacrifice it to do a bunch of damage. Yep, it charges and charges and charges and then explodes. Kind of neat. Story Weave. Put 2 1/1 counters on creature control or put 2 lore counters on a saga. Yep, it advances a story. Ooh, this is the thing you get with the Beetle and Grimm box set. That's kind of funny. You get one of these. It's like a life counter and a mini at the same time. Ogre Head Helm. Okay, so it's a helmet robot. It could reconfigure much like our Arm Guard familiar, so it would be easy to make. So we have reconfigure up here. I think I should do it. I think I'm going to do it because I already have reconfigure up. I know it's lazy, but it's cool. It's easy. And it's the rare. Ogre Head Helmet. When it is equipped, when the equipped creature deals combat damage to a creature, you may sacrifice it. Oh, it is the... Discard your hand. Are you sacrificing the creature or the helm? Whenever Ogre Head Helm or equipped creature deals combat damage to a player. Oh, okay. So if it's equipped, you sacrifice the creature. If it's not equipped, you sacrifice the helm. Oh, that's a little grisly. Man, I like it though. All right, I think I'm going to do that actually. I like... Not only is it the easiest one to do right now, but frankly, it's the coolest. So let's just really quick, let's switch over to our slide focus. Slide focus, slide focus. Yeah. All right, so we will quickly look up our Ogre Head Helmet. I like that. It's going to be like a lot like a Cassian, I think. Cassian are angelic familiars that can turn into helmets. Ooh, there's an alt art of this that I want to show everyone too. Hold on. Let me show you the alt art first. So, I just realized these are pre-release packs, and these last two packs have not been that hot. We did get the cool land, but none of these cards are that incredible. Usually you get really good cards from pre-release packs. My last 4 packs were incredible that I did last week. Look at that. That is so cool. The Ogre Head Helmet, it like turns them into a robot. That's really cool. Gives additional arms. Man, I think that's what we're going to have the Ogre Head Helmet do, just based on the artwork. But we're going to use the artwork that we opened because I'm fair like that. So let's go back to Gatherer. Yeah, there we have it. Ogre Head Helmet. All right, so Ogre Head Helm. Is Ogre Head Helm evil? No. I mean, it's still just clockwork. I don't think... They don't have alignments. I mean, they're used for evil things, but they're not evil. Let's see Clockwork Assassin. No, they're neutral. Okay, that's fair. Alright, so they're going to stay neutral. I'm tempted to say, like, story-wise, they are Yeah, I'm gonna say they have an Oni spirit kind of thing going on. Like, oh yeah, because Oni could possess, oh yeah, that'll work fine. Yeah, Oni and Pathfinder are intangible spirits, kind of like Kami, except anti-Kami. They're usually corrupted Kami. They forcefully possess rather than become a ward. So we're going to go ahead and give this not the mindless trait. It'll still have clockwork because it still has to be wound, which is funny. But it'll be a fiend and an Oni and have the spirit trait as well. That way someone could still use some kind of, I don't know, something to get rid of possession. So common, Oni have Jotun. That's weird. I feel like they should have Senzar. I'm giving him Senzar. So common, Senzar. Do they all? Let's look up the Oni Doshi real quick from Bestiary 2. All the Oni have Jotun. That is so weird. Alright, if Oni have Jotun, I will give him Jotun. Alright, so Oni have Jotun. They also have, let's see. They tend to be immune to electricity. Oh, really? Is that all of them or just that one? Because that actually makes this really good. Because usually they are resistant. Usually they're weak to electricity being... Oh, no, that's just the one that had it. Okay. Do Oni always have regeneration? They do. And it's always deactivated by something opposed to their elements. So that works well for us. Alright, so we're going to give this thing under... Where do you usually put regeneration? Next to hit points? Yep. So we're going to give it regeneration 2. We're going to give this higher there on the hit point scale. We're going to give this some low intelligence. It is just a helmet. I mean, it's not just a helmet. It's an Oni spirit inside of a helmet. Let's give it some decent intelligence then. Let's give it 2. We're going to give it more strength than the bird had, but a little less dex. It still doesn't have much of either. Pretty much just has a little bit lower of everything, actually. It'll have higher charisma. Oni tend to have pretty high charisma, I gotta admit. It'll also have high... no. It's a 2s all the way down, just like the card. That's funny. It's 2s all the way down. Cool. So, armor class 19? It is literally a piece of armor. So I feel like having the high armor is good. Even though it also has high hit points and regen. No, yeah, I gotta give it low armor. It is tiny. Definitely this time, definitely tiny. Let's also checking. Yes, they also get a +1 status on all saves versus magic. They are evil. In this case, lawful evil. They are also, they're still weak to electricity and Ori Halcom because they are clockwork in this case. I don't think they have any additional weaknesses though. They do not. Interesting. Alright, it has... Let's go ahead and check out the Cassian to see what else living helmets could usually do. So living helmets usually have a headbutt. Oh, I love that. Thank you, Pathfinder. That's in Bestiary 1. Whoever wrote the Cassian in Bestiary 1, I love that you gave it a headbutt. That is perfect. Let's just give it a +9 to hit. It's not meant to be attacking with this. This is a last resort kind of thing. Finesse, evil, magical. We're going to make this like the anti-Cassian. What is the Cassian stats usually? Actually, the Cassian stats usually... I made this thing stats way too high. Let's give this like a 0 to strength. Let's give it a 1 to dex. Let's give it a 1 to strength, a 0 to dex. Let's give it 2 con is fine, intelligence fine, wisdom fine. Let's only give it a 1 in wisdom. This is a low ranking Oni. Oni would usually not subject themselves to living inside a robot like this. This is probably bullied by a bigger Oni into living in this robot. So 1d6 minus 1. I'm not feeling that. Let's do 1d6 plus 1. Bludgeoning plus 1d4 evil will be its headbutt. And now that it has a headbutt, it does not need a talon. Although it does have little spidery... No, it doesn't. It doesn't. That's good. Ogre Head Helm. +2/+2. When it deals combat damage, you could sacrifice it to discard your hand and draw 3 cards. Okay, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Let's also go ahead and give it... Okay, we got to remove mental from the immunities. We should remove healing too, because I'm not sure how that would work with... Let's remove mental, healing, and necromancy. For sure. Death effects, disease, doom, sickened, unconscious, poison, paralyzed, non-lethal. Cool, the rest we're fine with. Cool. Spirit inside of a robot's kind of weird to stat out anyway. Until we get the cool clockwork beans from Tian Shaw, from the Clicking Caverns. That'd be badass. I can't wait to get those in stats. So wind up 24 hours, D16, standby. Attempting to wind the ogre head helm without let's put enemies attempting to wind down, it's called, to wind down the ogre head helm, take 1d4 evil damage each attempt. Each attempt. Cool. So you can still wind it down, but you'll take some damage because it doesn't want you to, and it is a spirit. Oh, did I forget to do oh no, the skills were fine in the last one. I did kind of forget to do skills in the last one, though. So let's switch its athletics and its acrobatics on this one. The stealth is fine, honestly. Everything else I'm pretty much fine with. I'm going to give it... Should I give intimidation? Yeah, it's intimidating. It intimidates me. Just give it like a 6 because this is still tiny. I want to give it some deception because it's an Oni, so it will lie to people to try to get them to don it. And it should know about its own heritage. So what do Oni use? Usually they use religion. But they usually don't have religion. They usually have nature. Athletics, arcane. Nah, that's fine. We're good on that. All right. Let's also... Let's give it warfare lore. I like that. Because this is literally a piece of armor. It will have warfare lore. Excellent. All right, so let's see. Cassian can change shape. So it will still have reconfigure. The ogre head helm assumes the form of a... How do they do it on the Cassian? They say on Cassian, transfer protection. A non-evil creature could wear a willing ogre head helmet as a helmet. Okay, cool. We'll do that then. So the ogre head helmet assumes the form of a helmet attached to its owner, or becomes a separate creature. Each use of reconfigure causes the ogre head helm to lose 1 hour of operational time. And ogre head helm is a helmet that grants a +1 status bonus to AC and saves against good creatures and Kami. At any time. What should we call this? Like destructive revelation, tormenting voices. Let's call it tormenting voices. At any time, a creature donning the ogre head helm gains the tormenting voices ability. And grows an additional pair of arms that copy any weapons that produce a ghostly copy of anything held in the creature's original arms. These weapons... I'm going to look up how agile is worded, Because I wanted to just say the weapons always have the agile trait, but if they already have the agile trait, that stinks. So, the multiple attack penalty. Oh, let's just say that. The creature gains a +1 status bonus on attacks with these weapons if they have a multiple attack penalty. That would be like the... What is that trait called? Not flourish. Is it flourish? No, it's not flourish. What's that trait called where you have the multiple attack penalty? Yeah, reconfigure is a strange ability, finder. It is like Lycids from Tempest, which were some of my favorite creatures from Tempest, to be honest. I'm glad they, like, the big fix with reconfigure is they made it a sorcery. Back in Tempest, they had an ability exactly like reconfigure, kinda, except it wasn't as a sorcery, and you could unattach it whenever you wanted. So it made combat really confusing because you used to be able to like block with the Lycid or the reconfigured creature, let's call it, and then before combat damage become an aura. So now you don't die from taking damage and the creature's still blocked. And then if the creature it was attached to was about to die, you just pop off. Plus they had one Lycid that could take control of whatever creature it was attached to. So like combat became weird with dominating Lycid because it was like creature attacks, your dominating Lycid, two creatures attack, your dominating Lycid could take control of one of them and use it to block the other, or block one, take control of another to remove it from combat. It was so complicated. And then like the next set was all about enchantments. So like there were cards that turned enchantments into creatures, cards that like moved enchantments around, cards that took control of enchantments, but they're creatures and enchantments. Ugh, it was a mess. They were cool though, because the idea was they were parasites that gave you some cool ability in exchange for letting you, use you on your body. Because Tempest was all about, what made Tempest such a great set is its ecology. Tempest had a very alien ecology. It's where slivers were from. And all the unique creatures on Tempest all had a different way to survive this artificial plane that was hostile to life. Like the Lycids were parasites. The core had a hive mind and they could exchange damage, kind of like lifelink. The spikes had 1/1 counters they can move for each other. It was like they moved spores between each other. The slivers, of course, rapidly evolved just by being next to each other, which was incredible. And there was one more. I lost. Oh, Flowstone. And the Flowstone creatures could adjust their defense and offense. They can give themselves +1, -1, or -1, +1. Mostly +1, -1, though. So let's try to remember. I can't remember that trait. That trait that says you can only use this feat when you have press is what I'm thinking of. Okay, cool. All right. The creature gains a +1 status bonus on strikes with these weapons if they are currently affected by a multiple attack penalty. Great. That's much easier to say you get a bonus when you have a multiple attack penalty. Is much easier to say than you reduce the penalty. You don't want to reduce penalties because bad things happen. Like that's why most reduction of penalties in Pathfinder say like it becomes a blank instead of a blank. Like I guess I could do it like Ranger. How does Ranger do it? I should know that. I play a Ranger. Hunter's Edge. The Flurry says your multiple attack penalty for attacks against hunted prey is -3 or -2 with an agile weapon. On your second attack on the turn, instead of -5 and -6 on your third subsequent attack, instead of -10. Yeah, that is so much text. Let's just say a +1 status bonus. And yes, it won't stack with other status bonuses. In fact, let's say an item bonus. No, because then it won't stack with striking weapons. Yeah, let's just say a status bonus. It won't stack with stuff necessarily, but this is also meant to be on NPCs who don't get status bonuses as easily as PCs, so we're fine. Why do I still have a Talon? Delete. All right. So it lets the person grow additional arms that get lower. I just said all that, but I'm going to do it. Gains. Okay, let's say creature's original arms. Semicolon, same ability. Your multiple attack penalty for attacks with weapons wielded, with weapons held in these arms is -3, -2 with an agile weapon. On your second attack of the turn, instead -5 and -6, -5. Great. Yeah, I just copy and pasted the Flurry Hunter's Edge. So this gives you the Flurry's Hunter's Edge while it's attached to you, which is really strong. Really, really strong. But, like, this is an evil creature. You're not supposed to do this. And I'll show you why, because of its third ability. This is why you won't want to do it. Tormenting Voice. This will be a reaction. When the Ogre Head Helm damages a creature, it can cast... It's weird because discard your hand and draw 3 cards. What is that supposed to be? It's supposed to be a getting evil knowledge. I get that, which is a classic staple for Oni. Oni tempting you with evil knowledge is classic. Maybe it's like an imp. Imps have something like that, don't they? They have like a temptation... Infernal Temptation, Imps. The Imp offers a non-fiend a bargain, granting a boon of good luck if the creature accepts. It lasts for 1 hour. If a creature dies while the boon's in place, it goes to hell. Once during the hour, the creature could roll an attack roll or saving throw twice and use the higher result. So it's kind of like that, but not exactly what we're looking for here. So when the Ogre Head Helm damages a creature, it can immediately lose all remaining time. Is that what we called it? Yeah, all remaining time. Or, I'm saying or because if you're not a clockwork creature, you can't lose time. Or, let's just say it can immediately gain the broken, and it can immediately... It's like self-destruct, discard your hand, sacrifice it. It can, yeah, it can self-destruct, dealing 1d4. It can self-destruct. Decompiling? No. It can self-destruct and become what does Ghost say it does? Ghosts reform? They have that thing. Sightbound, rejuvenation. Yeah, reform. Alright. Great. So it can become... it can self-destruct, comma, becoming a spirit incapable... becoming a spirit that takes 2d4 days to... 2d4 plus 1 days to reform. I said plus 1 because it should take at least 3 days, and I kind of like hitting 9... I know it's corny because of foxes, but I'm onto it. 2d4 days to reform. Wait, it can self-destruct, shattering its helm, and becoming a spirit that takes 2d4 days to reform enough to possess another helm. Another non-broken helm. Shattering its helm, which gains the broken condition, and becoming a spirit that takes 2d4 plus 1 days to reform enough to possess another non-broken helm. All creatures within 20 feet take 2d4 evil damage and are tempted, and 2d4 evil damage. One creature of the Oni's choice is tempted by the Oni's offer of power. Period. And then we just take what the imp does. Alright, I'm not just going to take what the imp does. I'm going to make it my own. But I'm going to use that base wording. The offer of power in exchange for a boon. The boon lasts until the Oni reforms. The boon lasts for, let's say, 18 days once accepted. If the creature dies while the boon is in place, its soul doesn't travel to hell. Oni want to possess the creature is what I'm looking for. So we're just going to get that done. Go away. So if the Oni reforms while the boon is in place, it can possess the creature it can possess the creature. Like, I don't need to put any more than that, right? Because possession is a ability. I guess I'll put as the spell possession. It can possess the creature as the spell possession with unlimited duration. Possession. DC 20. I should say DC 24. I know that's really high for a second level creature, but honestly, you were the one who said, yeah, sure, Oni, I'll take you up on your offer. Once during the 16 days, the creature can roll attack roll or saving throw twice and use the higher result. There we have it. It can self-destruct. Cool. I need to do one thing on reconfigure. The ogre-headed helm is a helmet, AC, and saves against good creatures. A creature donning the ogre-headed helm gains the tormenting voice ability. No, it doesn't. A creature donning the helm grows the additional arms. Cool. So there's really no way for a second level creature to make someone explode when you're donning the helmet, and I didn't like that either. I think this works a lot better for Pathfinder, which is what we're making this creature for. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it at that. I like that. I think that's fine. I don't want to give this, like, I could give it a third ability that says, like, or throw it in reconfigure. I don't want to. Oh, I got to get rid of shield. Go away. And go away. There we have it. Let me double check real quick, see if Oni do anything this person doesn't that he has to do. They do tend to have spells, but that's a high level one anyway. Yeah, no, we're good. Yeah, this is perfect. This is fine. Ogre Head Helm. Great. We'll go ahead and save this. So download PNG. Come on. Save file. And download the JSON file in case I want to unleash this on my players, which I actually do. So hopefully none of them are here in chat. I've used a couple things from this actually with my players. I used the Sphinx and the Clockwork Gnomes. The Clockwork Sphinx and the Clockwork Gnomes. Those were good encounters. They were really fun. I will admit the reaction I gave the gnomes to jump back when somebody hits them caused a lot of them to yeet themselves into a pool of molten slag, which I thought was really funny. Because I told myself in my head, like, they will use the reaction no matter what, because they're mindless constructs. But they were on a little ledge. So once the PCs learned that, they started tactically positioning themselves to force the little Clockwork Gnomes to yeet themselves into oblivion, which I really appreciated. And I think actually makes it a successful design, even if it made the fight a little too easy. Let's go to our slide focus. All right. Let's open another pack. Oh, did that one. Here we have it. Haha. Oh, what was the promo from this? Oh, cool. I got a March of Burgeoning Life. That's pretty cool. It's kind of like a Convoke Calling, whatever that's called. Lets you search for a creature and put directly into play. That's always good, right? Yep. Gonna be great with Dryad Arbor. It becomes pay a green, search your deck for a Dryad Arbor, put it into play. Seems pretty good. Not that we haven't had that effect already. So we got another Dramatist if we want to do another Clockwork creature. This could just be Clockwork Day, I guess. I do love Clockwork, so I am... Oh, we got the DJ. Oh, man. Man, this artwork caused so many people to get so salty. Like, I like it. Like, I know it's quote unquote silly, but you know what? This is supposed to show the plane of Kamigawa. People are silly. People do fun things. You know, people enjoy music. It's not even necessarily silly to enjoy. Who doesn't like music? Yeah, sure, bards are a little silly. They always have been, but you know, that's part of life. Whenever the artifact enters the battlefield, it gets bigger. So it is too boring probably for a card. I mean, I could make a Stasian bard, but that seems more like a PC than a creature. Kaito's Pursuit, it's a story card. Neat. Commune with spirits. That is something that a green creature could do. Suit up. Yes. Until end of turn, target creature vehicle becomes a 4/5 draw card. That's a fun limited trick. Oh, here it is, Lucky Offering. There's the card I used on my banner. The two-tailed kitsune. I still think it looks like a cat. Like, I 95% sure it's supposed to be a kitsune, given the lore of Kamigawa. But that looks like a cat. And two-tailed cats are a thing, so maybe it's a Nekotama. Destroy target artifact with mana value 3 or less, you gain 3 life. This card is so bonkers good. It's foil Lucky Offerings. Like, they have to be at least $6 or $7. If you could get a foil Lucky Offering for 75 cents, get it. Scrapyard Steelbreaker. Sacrifice an artifact. It gets bigger because it has a giant hand and uses it to break stuff over your head. Okay, that's a possibility. Jukai Preserver. What are you? Oh, man. That is a pretty card, isn't it? Oh, it's an enchantment creature, which means it is possessed by a kami or aided by a kami, or is itself a kami. When it enters the battlefield, it can make a creature bigger. You could channel it to put 2/1/1 counters on each of 2 creatures you control. Okay. It could give a status bonus, and it could sacrifice itself to burst out a huge status bonus to all of its allies. Ooh, here's one of them cool alt art cards. Peerless Samurai. I'll say, that looks really cool. It looks like a mobile game, doesn't it? Like an ad for a mobile game. Whenever a samurai or warrior you control attacks alone, the next spell you control costs 1 less to cast. That's interesting. Like, it reminds me of like the Shiba Yojimbo from Legend of the Five Rings. They were an order of samurai who were all about protecting and enhancing the spellcasters of their clan. So I could see this giving a focus point. Ooh, that'd be cool. Giving a focus point or a spell slot back to a an allied spellcaster. That'd be a cool creature for a very specific kind of encounter, but it would still be a cool creature. The Modern Age. It flips into a kami of electricity and neat digital stuff. All right, cool. Another one, artifact copiers. Ooh, a legendary creature. What are you? A poet. Norika Yamazaki, the poet. Norika Yamazaki. Whenever a samurai or warrior control attacks alone, you may cast an enchantment from your graveyard this turn. Huh. That's an interesting one. That's almost like... Okay, I think I want to do you. There's some cool things I'm getting from this. That's going in the big maybe pile. Okay, we got another Clockwork Robot. Cool. Invoke the Ancients. Create a 2/4 green spirit creature token for each of them. Put your choice of a Vigilance counter, a Trample counter, or a Reach counter. Fun. We got a really cool swamp. Look how pretty that swamp is. Oh my god, that is an awesome swamp. Wow, that is so cool. And a Rat Rogue. All right. So I want to do Noriko, and you know what? We could also throw in Lucky Offering. And I think those both fit him very well. So let's go ahead and do Noriko with Lucky Offering. So let's go to our website tab. Man. All right, so I do really like it's weird with the Ogre at Helm. I was thinking about how like having 4 arms used to be the bomb diggity back in 3.5, and still pretty good back in Pathfinder 1 if you could get any natural attack at all. It just gave you so many attacks per round, and I'm so glad they got rid of that in Pathfinder 2 because I love playing multiple armed characters and monsters. I just don't like the rules baggage that comes involved with that because it's too much. All right, so Noriko. So That's what he was named, right? Noriko? No, he wasn't. Oops, I forgot the name of this card. How embarrassing. Oh, here he is. Norika. Oh, it's a female. I didn't notice it first. The card art is very small, and it's kind of dark in here. Alright. Copy image. I think it's a female. I can't quite tell. I'm not going to assume the gender, so I don't know. But it's a... Norika is a female name, right? Alright. There we go. And... Lucky Offering. I'm curious how much a foil Lucky Offering's going for now anyway. Copy image link. Let's see real quick. Buy foil. It's only 21 cents. Oh man, I'm getting a playset of foil Lucky Offerings after I open my box. 25 cents for Lucky Offering foil. That's crazy because the art is really, really, really cool. And that's a good card. Man, that's a good card. It's going to see play in something. Maybe modern? I don't know. Plus, it's an English language illustrator. Fiona Hirsch. Oh, she did the Pack Rats? Man. Oh, I'm going to put that up on the screen real quick. These are Fiona Hirsch. She did the Lucky Offering, but she also did the Pack Rats from the Secret Lair. One of the first Secret Lairs for Year They're At. Love that artwork. Anyway. Would have loved to have made a Pack Rat. Would have loved to have like 100 copies of that very specific Secret Lair, but all right. Let's also do a Lucky Offering. That did not work for some reason. There we go. All right, so Norika, gonna make you a little smaller so we could fit Lucky Offering in there. And there we have it. All right, so Norika Yamazaki, the poet. I'm not going to say the poet every time, though. All right, so she's a 3/2 for 3. We're going to make her like level 6, 7. Just strong ability. Just strong ability, so I'm going to say 7. She's a peacekeeper, so we're going to say lawful good. She's a samurai, so lawful, and she's a peacekeeper, so good. I'm not 100% sure about her story in the actual game world, so I could be wrong. For all I know, she's a rebel. You could tell me if she is. I don't think she is, though. She seems pretty diligent. I mean, she's looking at those computer monitor like it's her job, which infers to me that she works for Iganjo and the Imperial Throne. So I'm gonna say lawful good. We're gonna give her the unique trait for sure. I don't think she'll need anything else though. We'll give her common for languages. Well, she is a poet, so I'm tempted to just give her a big, wide berth of languages. But nah, common's fine. A lot of poets only know their own language. All right, so we're gonna base her off of a roadmap for sure. So let's give her. She is a samurai. She's a 3/2 samurai. So let's give her soldier or skirmisher. Let's give her soldier. Soldier makes her a... Yeah, soldier's good. It's a little bit too much strength for me, though. I'm going to lower the strength a little and then give her a little bit more intelligence and wisdom. And we'll also lower the con because she only has 2 toughness. All right, there we go. And that will just help our roadmap a little bit here. Since she has lowered con, we're going to give her a little lower fortitude save. But since she has higher wisdom, we'll give her a little higher will there. And then the reflex is fine. Armor class, they set it at extreme for a soldier because they tend to have a lot of defense, but we're going to give her a little bit less AC than that. Like at 26. She is heavily armored in the art, but she's only a 3/2. And if I don't mess with the hit points, it'll offset having the higher will save for sure. Is there a... There is. I'm going to really quick check creatures, NPCs. We'll go to level 7. So I have a kind of a roadmap to go off of here. Level 7, you have a cult leader, a gang leader, a hunter, an assassin, a guild master. I don't like any of those. Here is a... I'm looking for like the guard. officers. We have a guard at level 1, an archer sentry at level 2, a jailer at level 3, watch officer at level 4, captain of the guard level 6. That's what I was looking for. Captain of the guard. So captain of the guard has very little special. Cool. Just common languages and no weaknesses, resistances. It's just a human. So that's good. Perception, I'm going to make it a little higher than the original value. It originally had moderate here, but I gave her higher wisdom in exchange for the lower AC. So that's fine, making her a little faster on her feet than you'd expect. Lucky offering. A lucky offering from the gods. We're going to give her religion lore. No, we're going to give her society lore because she's a poet. We're going to give her high society lore. We'll also give her performance because she's a poet. Of course, we got to give them acrobatics, which I'm going to make fairly low. But I want to give it to him in case she needs to try to get by without provoking an attack of opportunity. Plus, she's the type of character PCs want to go along with, so she might want to aid them or whatever. We'll give her really high athletics, though. Maybe not that high. Maybe like an 18. That'll be good. We'll also give her crafting. Yeah, sure. I'll give her just moderate crafting. It's not great, but it's not bad. We'll give her high diplomacy. She does have really high charisma. She doesn't deceive, though. We're not going to give her that. I'll give her high intimidate. Why not? It'll give her something to do during combat in case she can't otherwise. We'll give her poetry lore high. And warfare lore. Warfare lore? Or legal lore. The blades will have their say, but peace is built with words. Let's give her legal lore. Great. Thievery, stealth. No. Survival. Okay, we're good. This is a good layout for just like a samurai diplomat. So let's give her a +1 katana. Let's give her a the armor. So I'm just gonna say full plate. It looks like full plate to me. Does she have anything else on her? I don't see anything there, but we might think of something later. All right, awesome. So whenever they attack alone, they may cast an enchantment card from their graveyard this turn. Huh. Okay, I kind of get what she's doing. She can enhance other people in her guard or herself. Let's give her a katana real quick. So at her speed, she'll 20 feet, normal, full plate speed. Katana, which, as we all know, a katana is a sword that has the deadly D8, two-handed 1d10, and versatile P properties. And it does 1d6 slashing. We'll make the attack bonus on this high. We'll do it halfway between high and extreme. And we will lower that. We'll make that damage a little different. So for damage, let's go ahead and make it... I like the D6 just because katanas have a D6. I like +5 for her strength. It seems low. It is low for her, but she'll have an ability that will that'll make it better. Plus, it's deadly, and I don't like giving NPCs with deadly too high of a base damage because deadly is brutal. Deadly is really brutal. It's also two-handed D10, which I guess I should make the two-handed 2d10. Or I'll just say two-handed D10. How would you even do that? I'm gonna look up how to do that. Does anyone here know how you how a monster will have a two-handed weapon? Has that ever been done before? Maybe I shouldn't do it. I'm sure they do though. Oh, here, the longsword. That's not two-handed. All right, two-handed weapons on a monster. We only have 2 monsters in the game that have two-handed on their weapons. One is the Tulje from Monsters of Myth. Has a whirling sash. No, they don't have one. They just have the words two-hand in their entry somewhere. Okay, we're going to get rid of two-handed on their katana here, I think. I don't want to, though. Monsters. Okay, let's try this. I'm going to stop using the terrible search and use the good search. Two-hand. Two-handed weapons, two-handed weapons, two-hand. Yeah. Oh, here we go. I found it. The Winter Hag. The Winter Hag from Bestiary 3 uses an ice staff that has two-hand, and when you do two-hand on a monster, you just say the die that it changes to. So you would just say two-hand D10. Interesting. That's very interesting. Oh, I should give the magic trait too. Magic. So yeah, a monster can use a two-handed weapon, but you don't say how many die they have because monster damage is not based on runes. They're just based on whatever you put there. So this does do 2d10 plus 5, which is higher than high but lower than extreme if she wields it two-handed, plus the deadly, which would make it about the same die as extreme, I think. That would be 2d10 would be 11 damage. 2d10, I'm sorry, would be 11 damage plus 5 would be 16 damage. No, that's not right. Yeah, it is. 16 damage, which would be 16 is actually lower than moderate. Oh, so that's no good. 2d10 plus 5, because 2d10 plus 9 is moderate. But then they also have the deadly in there. That adds an extra d8, so that'd be 4.5 more. No, that's not very good. I need to make it a little better. I'm going to say 2d6 plus 9. You always want to try to use the base roadmap and make sure they're not too weak. 2d10 plus 9 makes her one-handed attack about moderate damage, a little bit less than moderate damage. And then when they use two-handed, it becomes high damage. A little bit higher than high when they crit, but lower than extreme. That works. All right. So she will have the ability, I almost want to call it Bushido, but it's not Bushido. It's like, let's call it Honorable Stand. No, let's call it, let's make an ability called Vigilance. This will be a offensive ability with no actions. Vigilance. If Norika Yamazaki does not strike in a round, well, as if she does strike, so doesn't make sense. Vigilance is when you attack, you don't tap. I was gonna say it gives her additional attack of opportunity. Oh, I gotta give her attack of opportunity. That one's easy. It's a reaction. It's a defense. I want Vigilance to give her an extra attack of opportunity when she doesn't attack, because that's her whole thing, is she could stand back and not attack. Oh, I know what to say. Norika Yamazaki gains an additional attack of opportunity. Oh, if Norika Yamazaki uses her reaction, when or if? All right, Norika Yamazaki gains an additional reaction each time she uses and uses attack of opportunity against a target she has not targeted with any other actions. Okay, she gains additional reaction each time she uses attack of opportunity against a target she has not damaged this round. No, she has not targeted with a strike. Attack of opportunity is a strike, right? 99.9% sure it is. This strike doesn't count towards your multiple attack penalty. You lash out and make a melee strike. Yep. All right, so she gains additional reaction each time she uses attack of opportunity against a target she has not targeted with a strike. Up to 2 additional reactions per round. Fine. That works. That works just fine. Cool. So this way, it's a brutal ability, this one. This one's good. I gotta admit. I keep saying brutal because I see it in chat. It's a good ability. Like, each time, cool. So if somebody attacks, basically what it does, if somebody attacks her when she's not, if you try to attack her when she, didn't attack you, she'll get extra attacks opportunity to try to stop you. So that's cool. So she wants 1v1 combat is kind of where I'm going with this build. And that is one way in which she encourages 1v1 combat. Let's really quick look up a bard. She is a poet, so I do want to give her some kind of poet ability. Like Light Rider, like Lady Jingxi is a poet. What does Lady Jingxi do? Lady Jingxi gives you creation, knowledge, sleep, mirror image, chromatic wall. None of those really work. Court Poet, that's a 1E. Sight, 2E. Poetry. Suli Sand Dancer. No. Just looking through if they have anything that exists already for poems, poetry, poem. I guess her poetry isn't really about her combat though, so it's fine if she doesn't have exactly have a poetry ability. But I still wouldn't mind quickly seeing. Oh, let's look up a Liliand. Muse Azada. All right, Muse Azadas have an ability called Free Expression. Their auditory and sonic effects can counteract stuff. It's like countersong. That doesn't make sense with her. But she does have innate spells Inspire Courage. Okay, that's how they did it. She doesn't inspire courage, though. That's not what Norika does. She enchants with enchantments from your graveyard. She uses the wisdom of her ancestors, is kind of the vibe I'm getting from here, because she's a poet. So she's kind of inspiring. She's definitely inspiring. Based on the muse of her ancestors. Inspire competence, inspire courage. Yeah. Okay, we're going to make our bard. That's fine. All right, so to make a bard, really easy. We just go DC 20, let's make a high, DC 24. So it's a little bit less than high because she is still a fighter as well. Spell type will be occult. Spell level will be 3. What's a 7th level bard able to cast usually? 4. Cool. Yeah, it's rounds up. I knew that. Who said I didn't know that? All right, we're just going to give her, let's give her Detect Magic, Ghost Sound, Inspire Competence, Inspire Courage, and Light. That works. I think she should get one more. Let's give her Days. Let's look up the occult list, actually. Spells, occult. Let's give her Message instead of Ghost Sound, because she's a commander. She is going to do her. Let's give her Light because she has Human Vision, and Human Vision is terrible. And let's do Sigil. Summon Instrument. No, she doesn't use instruments. Tame. Guidance. I think Guidance because she's gained guidance from her ancestors. Is the vibe I get from her. I mean, I have been thinking about shamans a lot this last 2 months, so it could just be that. Me always thinking of shamans. All right, for first level spells, I'm gonna give her Alarm because it looks like she's like a guard, so she might want to like look out for like call the alarms or whatever. I'm gonna give her Bless because she likes to power up her allies, and I actually really like Bless. And her standing around not doing anything but using Bless over and over again while she keeps her attacks of opportunity is very, very much in line with what she does as a card. Let's also throw in... God, do I want Detect Alignment? Let me read her flavor text. The blades will have their say, but peace is built with words. Oh, does she have Sanctuary? Let's give her Sanctuary. Great. How many first level spells should I have? Let's just give her... That's fine. That's probably more than we'll need anyway. Let's give her like 1 or 2 second level spells. Let's give her maybe Charm... Calm Emotions. Give her Calm Emotions. Yeah, let's give her Calm Emotions. And... or Soothe. Let's give her Soothe. Soothe is really good. She needs some way to heal. And 3rd level spell will be the highest level she could cast. No, she has 4th level spells too. Really? Yep. Alright. 4th level spells. Anyone have any idea for bard spells you like that are 3rd level for a samurai? Blindness? Circle Protection? No. Claim Curse would be pretty cool. Oh, I should do it like Lucky Offering. Duh. She needs a lucky number. Wash Your Luck and Lucky Number are the 2 spells she needs for Lucky Offering. So just give her Lucky Number as additional 2nd level spell. And Wash Your Luck will be instead of Light. Good. There's my Lucky Offering. And she has Soothe, so she has life gain for Lucky Offering as well. Destroy. Is there anything to destroy items? Knock, maybe? No. Shatter? Oh, Shatter. She could have Shatter, too, for her, that would be instead of Soothe. Nah, Soothe is fine. Okay, yeah, we're fine there. Okay, let's go to 3rd level. 3rd level. Third level. Hypnotic Pattern. No. Impending Doom. No. Locate. Doesn't it look like she's locating something on the screen? Haste. Oh, yeah, Haste. I'll just give her Haste. Is that too OP? It is an enchantment spell, and that's what she wants to use, right? Yeah. Oh, no, it's not. Heroism is, though. Give her Heroism. That's what I need to do on this. I need to do enchantment spells. Enchantment spells that buff, specifically. This is very, very few of those. Shift Blame, Sudden Recollection, Zone of Truth. She could have Zone of Truth. Let's give her Zone of Truth. Let's not give her Zone of Truth. I only want 1 3rd level and 1 4th level spell. No, I only want 1. Yeah, Zone of Truth. That means I could give her Shatter here. So she'll have 3 2nd level spells, 2 3rd level spells, and only 1 4th level spell, I think. Which I'm not sure which one to give her here. Blink. I can see a samurai blinking. Compel True Name. Confusion. Confusion. Nah, I want buffs. It's a good buff at 4th level. 4th level. Fly. She shouldn't fly. Should she fly? I'm looking at her art. She does not fly. Glib? No. Infectious Melody? No. Oh, Mirror's Misfortune is really cool. I do like that. It gives you... Mirror's Misfortune makes a copy of you, and, you know, an enemy might try to strike at it, but if they do, they get a debuff. That doesn't really fit her. She has Vigilance. And we have Lucky Offering, of course. So, we might want... Spell Immunity? Telepathy? I kind of dig Telepathy as an idea. Doesn't really do what she does, though. Let's read Omens. Private Sanctum works. It wouldn't do anything in an encounter, though. So it's like, what's the point? I think I like Mirror's Misfortune. Or Hallucinatory Terrain. I mean, look at her artwork. No, she's just inside an office or something. Does she have alt art? I'm going to check real quick, see if she has alt art. She does have alt art. Oh my lord, she has alt art. Look at that alt art. She is surrounded by scrolls in a blaze of glory with wings. Oh, she flies. In the alt art, she flies. What? Why didn't they give her flying? Okay, I'm going to give her fly as her 3rd level spell instead of Zone of Truth. And I'm going to give her some kind of light spell because she has dazzling light wings. So Chromatic Ray or Radiant Field. Chromatic Armor. I'm going to give her Chromatic Armor as a 4th level spell. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Alright, great. Oh, I'm going to give her Thoughtful Gift as a first level spell for Lucky Offering. That way she'll have 4 first level spells and 3 second level spells. I like that. I could get rid of Blast, but no. Okay, this works well. This works very well for her. I like this layout of spells. And then I'm going to give her some special ability for her power. Let's call it Poetry. I'm going to look up the Wikipedia article on poetry really quick. Poetry is a form of literature that uses aesthetic and often rhythmic qualities of language, such as phonoaesthetics, sound symbolism, and meter. Phonoaesthetics is the study of the euphony and cacophony of words without regards for semantics. Voice sound. I like that word. We're going to use that. So I'm going to call it Phonoaesthetic Enchantment. That's a cool name for an ability. It basically means nothing, but it's cool. So we're going to make this a 1 to 3 action whenever a samurai warrior creature you attacks alone. I'm going to get no actions. And it's going to say, at the beginning of Norika Yamazaki's round. That'd be a reaction then, wouldn't it? No. She has vigilance already. Let's make this a 1 action with a requirement. Requirement, only one ally used a strike or cast a spell targeting an enemy since the beginning of Norika Yamazaki's last turn. Effect. Norika Yamazaki. Man, what does this do exactly? Bring an enchantment from your graveyard. So something you've already cast once comes back. Effect. Norika Yamazaki. Alright, I see a problem here. Level should be 4. There we go. Alright, effect. Norika Yamazaki. It's like recast something you cast previous round on an ally. Okay. Only one ally used a strike or cast a spell targeting an enemy since the beginning of her last turn. Her effect, Norika Yamazaki. Oh, I know. Can cast a spell targeting only one ally. Okay. Requirement. Shouldn't say only one ally because that would mean not herself. So, only one ally uses strike or cast a spell targeting an enemy. Or only one ally. Let's just say, including Norika Yamazaki. Used a strike or cast a spell targeting an enemy since the beginning of Yorika Yamazaki's last turn. Effect. Yorika Yamazaki can cast a spell targeting the ally or herself. Targeting one ally or herself. Even if can cast. How do you say like cast a spell you've already cast once this day? Isn't that like a wizard feat? Recasting a spell you've already cast once. Expended, I think is the word used. I think it's like a 19th level feat, 18th level feat. Second chance spell. Yeah, it's re-prepare spell. No, it isn't. It's a reclaim spell. Maybe. Dismiss a spell. Ooh, I like this. Okay, we're going to say this then. It's going to be a little bit different than I thought. So, photoaesthetic reverberation. This will have the occult trait and transmutation, abjuration. It has to do with magical energy. So abjuration, occult. Norika Yamazaki can transfer the benefits of a single target spell from one ally to another. No, I need to do that. That sounds too mechanical. It has to be the description of it. So, Norika Yamazaki reclaims the magic of an ongoing spell affecting an ally or herself. They dismiss a spell of 4th level or lower that she cast with a spell slot with at least half its duration remaining. Let's get rid of that. It's a monster. We don't need to remember that. That she cast with a spell slot, even if that spell can't normally be dismissed. The spell is applied the spell is immediately cast without spending additional actions on another target ally or herself. Or herself with the remaining duration. A creature if a creature with the remaining duration, period. The creature, I want to like delay its initiative down so it knows if someone else attacks, so only one creature attacks. But I don't want to lower its initiative down. I want to just say it has to be somewhere where it loses the spell if an ally attacks as well. So the spell ends immediately if any ally of the creature makes a strike or casts a spell targeting an enemy. Period. Reclaims the magic of an ongoing spell. Let's say of all ongoing spells affecting an ally or herself. They dismiss all spells of 4th level or lower that she cast with a spell slot currently affecting a single ally or herself, even if that spell can't normally be dismissed. These spells are immediately cast without spending additional actions or spell slots on another target ally or herself with their remaining durations. The spell ends immediately if any of the ally creatures make a strike, or if any allies of the target make a strike or cast spell targeting the enemy. There we have it. So she can hop spells from, she could buff, and she could hop spells from one target to the next. So she is best in an encounter where you have a bunch of other allies, and that will let her literally buff one ally and be like, okay, ally, go on and get him. I believe in you. Haha. And after that ally makes their move and strike and does all their things, she could, as a single action next turn, be like, okay, you've done your job. Good. Pop the enchantment off them and put her on another creature. It also technically lets her take the buffs off a dead creature, potentially, and move them to another creature. It's up to the GM if they could do that. Like, that would really depend on the encounter. Like, I would put that, if I was writing her for an AP and I intended for her to be able to do that, I would put it in there. Technically, she should with her flavor. So yeah, so it should work. Affecting an ally, living or dead, or herself. There we go. So yeah, so she is very efficient. She'll probably stand back and just be like, 2 spellcast fly, 2 spellcast heroism, 2 action cast lucky number. She'll still stand by and do 2 action cast buff spells, and then use her 3rd action to move the spell to whatever samurai she is commanding. Wow, I like that a lot. Cool. This is my favorite design today. And we don't have another time for one, but I can't help myself. I just want to open another pack. Like, if y'all don't mind, I'm not gonna make a creature out of this pack. I have to open another pack. I have the boosty jitter, so let me download this really quick so I don't lose it. Download the JSON file for Foundry. Awesome. And I just want to open another pack. So thank you all for showing. While I open this, let's do this here. Thank you all for showing up today. I had a great time. These shows really help get my creative juices a-flowing. And sometime tomorrow, I guess, if it comes by tomorrow, I will do my cracking of Japanese Kamigawa. I'll just do a little ad up there, and if people just like watching me open packs and talk about Pathfinder without making monsters, that's what I'll be doing. Okiba Reckoner Raid. Oh yeah, that's a cool jacket thing. Okay. Chain Flail Centipede. Oh, that's kind of neat. Season renewal. Well, it'll be. Oh, look, got a fox. Anyway, it would be pretty cool if I just happened to not get anything in here that even inspires me. Because, like, if I had to make a monster out of here, I guess it would be the Blade Blesser. Maybe. Era of Age of Fang's pretty cool. I mean, these are commons. I'll probably get these in other packs. Awakened Awareness. High Speed Hover Bike. Ooh, cool. I got a mythic. And it is a non-creature mythic, which is perfect because that means this pack would not have been that good for a booster bestiary. Oh. Never mind. And like that, I get a foil rare on the last pack when I need to open a pack. A foil rare legendary creature that looks good in Commander. Tamashi, Reality Artifact, Reality Architect. Yes, he is a total illusionist. Check him out. Whenever one or more, let's put him up here in the camera a little better. Get that foil shiny on there. Whenever one or more non-creature permanents are returned to hand, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Pay X and a white. Return a land you control to your hand. Return target artifact, creature, enchantment card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Man, so to really quick, this would actually be kind of a boring one to do for Booster Bestiary. He'd be a lot like Norika. He'd a little more brutal than Norika. He'd bring a spell back, so a spell that he had previously cast, but he could also do artifacts or enchantments. Well, enchantments would be like spells or artifacts. That would be interesting. He'd very much be one of those like building counter around me cards where like there's some kind of consumable. Oh yeah, he can make illusions of consumable items. That would be pretty cool. Yeah. So he's an illusionist. So he just make a spellcaster, give him a bunch of illusion spells. He'd be an arcane spellcaster, maybe a cult, probably arcane though, and maybe even divine. I'd have to think about that. And he can. I'd give it 2 actions to bring a consumable item. Make an illusion of an item that has been consumed this encounter. Is the ability that I would give him, which is a really strong ability for a PC. Not so strong for a monster, but pretty good. And it's just a cool card. Glad I got it. Glad I opened that last pack. Thank you very much for everyone for showing up. I had a wonderful time. Definitely check me out on Friday. I will be doing another Infinite Reviews. I'm still looking over all the stuff I have to review to figure out what it was. Check out last Friday's interview with Alexander Agunas, because that was amazing. And check out the Foxfire book. Hey, check out everything Kitsune Galarian, because I'm proud to say that Kitsune Galarian is now like 3 of the top 10, 2 of the top 5 on Pathfinder Infinite right now, which is pretty cool. I did not, and I'm blown away. It's really cool. I'm really happy about that. I had myself a great birthday. I had myself a great time. Thank you everyone for reaching out to me and giving me my birthday wishes. Once again, I am now an affiliate. If you subscribe, you will be able to get that cool Pipe Fox emoji, and I will look for some more stuff. All the money from the subscriptions goes toward buying more Pathfinder Infinite products that I could review to help other creatives have their work highlighted. None of the subscription money will go towards booster packs because that's just for me. So thank you all very much for helping me in this wonderful show and making it all worthwhile. Have yourself a great day. Thank you very much. Happy birthday. And don't forget that you have hero points, and don't roll any natural ones unless it's beneficial to the story.